रेकी वन नाबू हमारा नाम है विनोद लाल फैंटम रेडियो फीजी 2 हम लोग बहुत लाइक करता हुआ ये सुनता है
रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन.
In this bulletin, SADALPA surprised by public naming of MPs under FICAC investigation. Survey reveals impact of pandemic on businesses. And tourism brings over $3 billion in revenue.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Atera Lendua.
The Social Democratic Liberal Party says it is surprised by its members of parliament being publicly named in relation to an investigation by the Fiji Independent Commission Against Corruption. SADALPA MPs Ratu Naingama Lalambalabu, Andilitia Ngioni Barabi, Aseri Randronro, Salote Randronro, Moses Mbulitavu, Ratu Sulianu Matilitumbua, Peveli Wasanimbola and Simeone Rasova were named in the Fiji Sun today. It is alleged that these MPs, along with Vijen Prakash of Fiji First, applied for and received travel and accommodation allowances when they did not qualify. The SADALPA management denies releasing any names.
We also took the position that we weren't going to name them publicly, that our first responsibility was to have them. And of course, most of them, I couldn't reach them by phone. They were out of Suva. They were still making their way to Parliament, and of course we had to do that. The fact that they're on the front page of the newspaper, well, what can we say? Anything that's confidential finds its way to the newspapers.
FICAC says the Commission does not divulge such details during the course of the investigations, but it is beyond their control if the suspects of their respective parties wish to do so as a matter of transparency. The Social Democratic Liberal Party Management Board will set up a committee to review the party's constitution. General Secretary Emelen Duituturanga says the Management Board's working committee will meet on July 17th to finalize the members of the Constitutional Review Committee. Duituturanga says the Registrar of Political Parties has suggested that some areas in their constitution needs to be re-examined. She adds the committee will focus on fixing those provisions.
The Management Board directed that the Working Committee, which is the body that meets in between the Management Board, to finalize the terms of reference and to make the appointments. And our constituencies have been given nomination forms to file nominations by the 17th of July.
University of the South Pacific Chancellor Winston Thompson is not part of the council meeting currently underway. The meeting is a continuation of a special meeting that was adjourned on June 19th. Thompson highlighted that because he was recused from the initial meeting 2 weeks ago, he would not attend today's proceedings. Thompson also says the calls for him to step down are due to the false information provided against him.
Saying that I should resign, assume that I have not worked within the law. So they should go back to study the law and then make a decision based on facts, not on misinformation.
The council is meeting to discuss the pending issues at the Institute. The meeting 2 weeks ago looked into the suspension of Vice-Chancellor Professor Paul Alwalia by the Executive Committee. The council found that due process was not followed and Professor Alwalia was reinstated following the meeting. The pandemic continues to take its toll, affecting many small, micro and medium enterprises. 67 registered employers took part in a survey spearheaded by the Fiji Commerce and Employers Federation, which showed that many enterprises in Suva and Nadi were unable to survive the crisis and have shut down. The survey was conducted in collaboration with the International Labour Organization Bureau of Employer in the last week of April. Chief Executive Kameli Batiweti says they targeted employees in the garment, tourism, transportation and equipment industries, as well as underwater survey, retail, sales, financial and insurance institutions.
A lot of customers depended on the tourism. When the tourism went down, they went down also, because now there's no more tourism. And because the workers in the hospitality industry were now not earning any money and not buying any things. The demand of their goods went down.
The Fiji 2019 Annual International Visitor Survey reveals that tourism earnings of $3.03 billion. The survey indicates that most revenue was generated on accommodation, which amounted to $992 million, which is equivalent to 33% of the total earnings. International airfares total $101 million, or 30% of the tourism revenue. Tourists spent $606 million on restaurants and bars, particularly through meals included in prepaid package deals. Permanent Secretary Shaheen Ali of the Ministry of Commerce, Trade, Tourism and Transport says 2019 was an exceptional year for the Fijian tourism industry. He adds while travel and tourism came to a grinding halt in 2020 due to the pandemic, the survey provides invaluable context to help shape our country's tourism recovery. The opening of a new business in Nadi Town today indicates the strong confidence investors have despite the current pandemic. Speaking during the opening of a new butcher, M. Gul Halal Meat, Nadi Town Council CEO Craig Powell says it's important that local investors continue to be supported. Felipe Naikaso has more.
New businesses such as this butcher will provide financial stimulus on the economy.
For this wonderful investment in Nadi Town at a time when, as you said, business is hard. I'm a firm believer now that we have to support and encourage our local investors.
Powell is also encouraging more locals to invest and seek assistance from the relevant authorities.
The interesting thing is, though, is whilst there are some opening, I have to be honest, there are also some closing. And so we have to see how we can help those businesses.
Around $90,000 has been invested by the company and a total of 4 new employment opportunities created.
I have confidence in economic and the staff we're going to keep, the meat that we have and quality. We just want to support our local people.
This is the company's second branch, with the first in Suva, and plans are to open the third shop in Singotoka soon. Felipe Naikaso, FBC News.
Up ahead, finance hinders jet setters' preparations and new initiative for Suva Volleyball.
Bull FM number 2 and seri.
Due to lack of money, the Nadi football side is struggling to prepare for its Vodafone Premier League match. Some players have lost their jobs due to the pandemic and aren't able to find transport to training sessions. Coach Kamal Swami adds some players are only able to attend training 3 to 4 days a week.
Players who have lost their job and then they don't have fare to come to training, plus the sponsors have pulled out. We cannot cater for the allowance and all those things. So these are some of the things that players and their families are facing now. And of course, yes, about the association, they are facing the same problem.
The Suva Volleyball Association will be looking to introduce a child protection policy for young people who wish to be part of their club competition. Suva Volleyball is welcoming students from different age groups to join its competitions once the sport receives its accreditation from the Fiji National Sports Commission. President Kemueli Naingama says if the competition does commence, they will introduce a policy to safeguard the young.
Future development for Suva Volleyball Association, it's not only for the teams and clubs, but we wanted to do age category competition. Likewise, we need to have a child protection policy so that any school children intend to join the association should have the endorsement from their respective parents.
Liverpool's Premier League title-winning celebrations were dampened when they were thrashed 4-0 by former champions Manchester City this morning. City's goals were scored by Kevin De Bruyne, Raheem Sterling and Phil Foden, while the fourth was an own goal. 2 field goals were landed in the dying seconds of the Storm and Roosters NRL clash last night, but the Storm converted a penalty in the extra time to beat the defending champions 27-25 in a great comeback. NRL Warriors owner Mark Robinson has set the record straight about coach Stephen Kearney's axing, as well as his next move to resurrect the club. Robinson travelled from his home in the Gold Coast to join his players in New South Wales and to hear their concerns after a turbulent fortnight. Cloudy skies and cool temperatures prevail over much of Fiji today. Expect another chilly night, followed by a chance of scattered showers tomorrow. And that's your FBC News now. Join us again at 7 p.m. for our major bulletin. In times of crisis, you need news you can trust. Fight fake news by getting the facts from verified news sources like FBC's TV, radio, and digital news. www.fbcnews.com.fj, keeping Fijians connected with the truth. Have a safe weekend.
Hi, my name is Prashant. I live in Suva. I love Mirchi FM because Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.